Okay, mic should be on now. Well, hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to our live stream. This should be rather short and sweet. There's not a whole lot of active weather to talk about, but really going to be moving into some nicer conditions here. Hopefully that should aid in the cleanup after our blizzard, of course. So starting off here, this is our Viper Max radar right now. As you can see, over the last hour or so, there were a few showers passing by that Michigan border. Most of that has kind of fallen apart now, but still just a few splashes of rain, likely closer to Marinette and the northern portion of Door County. Overall, over the next several days, we're in a much calmer stretch of weather. Other than just a few shower chances here and there, we're pretty much going to be pretty quiet. We're expecting to see some foggy conditions overnight, though. That could maybe be impacting your morning commute, especially. That'll be something to watch for the next several days as all that extra moisture has to go somewhere. We're also going to be relatively warm. We'll be kind of hovering back and forth over normal for this time of year. So a few days a little warmer, a few days a little bit cooler than normal. So going into our currents here, our wind chill right now is still a little bit prominent depending on exactly where you are, especially closer to the water, that wind kind of pulling that colder air off of the water. So Green Bay, still a little bit breezy today. We still feel a little colder than it actually is. You can see our actual air temperatures still a lot cooler for anyone that has some proximity to the water. As we move inland though, those temperatures already into the 40s and even closer to the 50s. Wapaka seeing a temperature right now of 47. So still going to be a little warm for those places, but those of us in Green Bay, Oconto, anywhere near the water, we're just seeing temperatures that are a little bit cooler. Regardless though, this is all in this overall warming trend. Most of us are somewhere around 10 to 15 degrees warmer right now than we were at this time yesterday. Again, you can see that kind of more dramatic change as we move more inland. So places like Wausau, even Rhinelander, still seeing a good bit of a warm up today compared to the rest of us. So temperatures today are expected to be pretty much right on the money with what we would normally be seeing. We're expecting most of us to sit in the low 40s, and as we saw, a lot of those places that are in the more central portion of our state likely going to be rising above this a little bit. We're really just remained a little cooler near the water. So then our temperatures over the next several days, Friday and Saturday, we're back into the upper 40s, could even make a run for the 50s those days. We do cool off pretty briefly Sunday into Monday, and then after that we warm back up. Tuesday through Thursday we're back in the mid to upper 40s, and another potential run at the 50s for some of us as well. So as I mentioned, we're just kind of hovering back and forth, a few degrees above normal, a few degrees below normal, but no major temperature swings in this forecast period. Another thing to keep in mind is that overnight, our overnight temperatures are going to be pretty significant for this time of year, especially in the context of all of the melting snow. So you'll see for the next several days, our overnight temperatures are actually still expected to remain above freezing. That means that we'll be looking at a good bit of melting going on. Granted, we're not that far above freezing, but when it comes pretty close, that hints that we won't have to deal with the melting and refreezing quite as much. That's a little bit different though as we go from Sunday into Monday though. You can see Monday morning, those low temperatures do drop a good bit more. So I expect to see some good melting and refreezing happening as we get into next week. So just be on the lookout for that. But by the end of next week, it looks like those numbers will be warming up again. So certainly keeping a close eye on those numbers. Overall though, like I said, the next couple of days really not going to be anything too major going on. Within the next 5 days, you can see really only that northeastern corner of the state receiving some precipitation. So this is just assuming that it would be all liquid water. It'll likely be a little bit of a combination of both, but this graphic assumes that we're going to see all liquid water as opposed to snow, and we're expecting anywhere between a couple tenths of an inch, maybe up to a half inch of moisture for a few places. So again, really not much as we go into the next several days, but we do have that chance of seeing a few showers, so we can look at the details of it here. So we'll take out our pinpoint predictor a couple hours out here. By around 5 o'clock, we'll see kind of the clouds pulling back in a bit more. It's still going to, we'll still see some clearer skies, but it's not going to necessarily be the best chance for that sunshine like what we saw this morning. And then from there, you can see this is 7 p.m. tonight. We're still seeing some showers up again in that northeastern corner. Door County likely going to see more of a wintry mix. Marinette County might be looking at a bit of a wintry mix. As we go overnight tonight, this might sink just a little bit more south, but I really still don't expect this to be a major impact on most of us. That should clear out of here by the daylight hours tomorrow, maybe just leaving us with a few showers near Door County. The rest of us, though, going to look much better. Tomorrow is going to be pretty much a copy and paste of today. Temperatures are a little warmer, but we're seeing that same combination of clouds with a few pops of sunshine here and there. And then Friday night, we have another round of some light showers. So this is around 11 p.m. Friday. You can see that we're seeing a bit of a wintry mix transitioning into mostly all rain. But you can see here, though, very few and far between showers. This is certainly not going to be a washout. I actually expect many people to probably not even see or notice these showers. So early Saturday morning, a few of these showers might linger. Again, we're going to be keeping an eye kind of surrounding the bay. So Marinette, Door County, we're keeping an eye on you guys for maybe some minor accumulation with that. But I really mean minor accumulation. We're looking at about a dusting to maybe a half inch at the most, and it'll be more of a slushy, wintry mix. So on our Super 7-day forecast, quieter weather moving forward, 40s through Saturday, a brief cool down Sunday and Monday. After that, we're seeing calmer conditions. So Monday and Tuesday be a little cooler, but we're also expecting to see a good bit more sunshine on Monday. And then as far as those shower chances, just a few overnight showers tonight that could linger into tomorrow morning up north, and then a same situation as we go from Saturday into Sunday. I expect most of those showers to clear out here relatively quick on Sunday, but maybe a few lingering behind. Again, though, I'm not expecting this to be a washout by any means, but just a little bit of extra moisture. It could, of course, lead to some very minor icing or some slick conditions in the morning, so just be aware of that. And then again, that potential for fog, that's just going to pretty much be every night through this forecast period. We'll likely be seeing some instances of fog. The question is really just how dense is it going to be? So that's something we'll be keeping an eye on, but I suggest maybe just leaving yourself a couple extra minutes to get to where you need to go. Other than that, a pretty quiet forecast now that we've made it through that blizzard, of course. So we're kind of going back to what I've called our regularly scheduled weather. So other than those few shower chances, much quieter conditions. Hopefully this should help out a good bit with getting everyone dug out of the snow, cleaned up, and back to our more normal lives. So I mentioned this live stream would probably be pretty short and sweet, and hopefully that delivered. So enjoy this calmer weather, enjoy some of the sunshine while it's still around, and we'll talk to you this time tomorrow. Have a great day.